Hello, my name is Ahmad Hashir 20B4035. Today I'm going to present about the energy outlook and energy saving potential for Chile. We will start with the introduction. Chile provides an exceptional opportunity for the adoption of wide array of renewable energy sources, playing a pivotal role in the country's push towards a greener future. The nation has set a strategic energy goals aspiring to source 70% of its energy from renewables by 2030 and to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Major infrastructural developments are being initiated to enhance Chile's power grid, ensuring a more reliable, efficient energy supply across the nation. Next, energy supply and consumption. For the first section, we will focus on the total energy supply by sources. Around 2004, there was a significant and abrupt increase in oil as an energy source. This spike could point to policy changes, new oil discoveries, or shift in import patterns. Notably, from 2010 onwards, there's a clear upward trajectory in renewable energy sources like wind and solar, indicating Chile's investment in clean energy and commitment to diversifying its energy mix. Starting in the early 2000s, coal began a consistent ascent, overtaking hydro by 2010 and establishing itself as a major energy source, reflecting a strategic move towards coal utilization. Next, we will focus on the total final consumption by sources. The consumption of oil products shows a steady increase over the period, with slight fluctuation but generally indicating a growing dependence on oil products for final energy consumption. Electricity consumption has seen a significant and almost continuous rise, reflecting Chile's increasing demand for electrical power, possibly due to economic growth, urbanization, and technological advancements. The line representing wind, solar, and similar sources started to become visible around 2010 and shows a steady increase, although it still constitutes a smaller fraction of the total compared to traditional sources. Next, we focus on the emissions in the energy sector. Chile's percentage contribution to global emission has risen for all three gases, with CO2 emissions showing a particularly notable increase. This suggests a substantial surge in activities contributing to CO2 emissions, likely to tied to energy consumption and economic development. In 2021, Chile's per capita CO2 emissions were 5.56 tons, exceeding the global average per capita emission in 1990. This marks a concerning upward trend, reflecting the country's increasing carbon footprint. Conversely, per capita emission for CH4 and NO2 are lower than their respective global averages in 1990, indicating a relatively better performance in controlling these emissions. Specifically, CH4 per capita emissions stood at 0.17 tons, while NO2 per capita emissions were 0.05 tons in 2021. The rise in CO2 emissions is indicative of increased fossil fuel use, deforestation, and industrial activities. Next, we move on to the energy efficiencies indicator. For this section, we are focusing on the industry sector of Chile's. Coal, peat, and oil shale shows a fluctuating but overall declining use, hinting at a shift away from these fuels in Chile's industry. While renewable and waste show significant growth since 2010, with some later variability reflecting a strong move towards renewable energy. Next, we move on to the policies. For enhanced incentive for renewable energy, Chile could expand financial support for industry sector renewables, reducing dependency on imported fuels and fostering local clean energy markets. The implementation of carbon pricing by introducing a cost for carbon emission in Chile's industry could drive innovation towards cleaner production methods and energy efficiency. And the last one is strict energy efficiency standards and audits. Enforcing stringent energy use benchmark in Chilean industry paired with audits would ensure energy optimization and reduce overall emission. Next, we move on to the demography of Chile. The population is expected to grow until 2040 and then slightly decrease by 2050. There is a consistent increase in urbanization. This trend suggests that TES and TFC might continue to rise until 2040 due to urbanization and population growth. After 2040, energy demand may stabilize or even decrease slightly if the population decline correlates with the energy in reduction. Energy policies and technological advancement. Future energy policies that focus on sustainability and technological advancement in energy efficiency could result in the decoupling of TES and TFC growth from population growth, leading to a stabilization or even a reduction in emission over time. Lastly, over the past 3 decades, Chile has transitioned from an industrial resource dependent economy to one focused on sustainability and renewable energy. This shift, along with a stable economic growth and enhanced living standards, positions Chile as a progressive leader in Latin America, embracing technology and energy efficiency for a resilient future. These are the reference being used for this presentation, and thank you for listening.